So, welcome to my anti-Alex guide. I'm just going to be going over how to counter some basic and then some advanced things from Alex that I have been labbing, because I figured everyone would like to know how to counter this character since ranked is going to be completely filled with him. Starting off, we're just going to talk about neutral and where you really want to stand against Alex, and that's going to be outside of crouching medium punch range. As you can see, this is like probably one of his best pokes. He can cancel into drive rush from it, so that's why I'm saying play outside. It does have 20 frames of recovery, so it should be pretty whiff punishable. And then his standing heavy punch is pretty good too, because it actually moves him forward. And then he can charge it, which just does an enormous amount of chip to your drive. And you kind of want to avoid that. So if we take a look at the frame data, it shows 23 frames startup, which is... So if we take a look at this move, you know, it's super slow, and you can react with a drive impact. You just need to make sure that you are paying close attention to Alex, and you can also perfect parry it, because Alex is going to want to do this into heavy chop, since that is a true block string and it does a bar and a half of drive chip. So this is why perfect parrying or even DIing this move is super important. You can also just whiff punish it, just kind of stay a little further back and then go for a good whiff punish. But again, if you're like in range of it, because it does have proximity guard, if you hold back, like I'm holding back right as he's about to throw it out, I can't walk back. So you should probably stay a little further out and try and bait him, with punish him, and DI on reaction. Same goes for his standing heavy kick. It moves him forward, and he can charge it up. It's 25 frame startup. So again, it's a perfect move to practice perfect parrying. Sorry, it is perfect parryable on reaction. You can also DI it, but you just need to make sure you DI both charged heavies on the normal, because if you try to DI him after, he can cancel into Prowler stance and then either do light kick or medium kick, and that'll just completely avoid your DI. One thing I wanted to mention was Alex's weakness. What is Alex's weakness? Because if you look at his moveset, he kind of has all the tools he needs to get around projectiles. He has good pokes. So what is Alex weak at? Well, it's his defense, since he doesn't have a wake up in this game. Let me turn block off. Once you get a knockdown on Alex, you do not want to let up, like, at all. Because the only thing he can really do is try to mash his way out. Or unless you give him an opportunity, say you like go to shimmy him and then he jumps out of the corner, he does a delayed jump, then you give him a chance, and you really don't want that. So when you're in the corner, try to make sure you're playing at a good range and just really don't let up on him. Like, pressure him as much as you can, because characters with no reversal other than supers can't really do much. Yeah, just once you knock him down, stay on him, don't let up. So one sequence Alex can do is crouching heavy punch into lariat, which has a gap. So if we take a look at the frame data, you can see the gray squares. There is a 7 frame gap, and if you time it right, you can interrupt with a 4 frame jab. However, he can keep it gapless by doing a light punch out of Prowler. So in this situation, what we want to do is just time our jab with when the light punch would connect. So you see he did the light jab, but my jab didn't come out. So that's how you deal with his Prowler pressure. He does have the stomp and light kick, but we'll go over that in the Burnout section, since you can deal with it in Burnout as well. So in Burnout, Alex can do crouching heavy punch into lariat, and it's a 3-frame gap, so you cannot interrupt with a normal. However, if you read it, you can do a super. But he can also keep it gapless again, like I mentioned with the crouching light punch. So you might be able to option select a super. As you can see, I did the super and it didn't come out. Also, if he does jab out of Prowler, he will push himself out of distance for lariat to connect. So if you happen to see someone do that, react and punish them. But anyway, there we go. So that time he did the gap and I ended up punishing him. So you can OS a super there and punish him. So what if he does Prowler into maybe light kick, empty jump, or stomp? Well, that's where a good command normal like Ree's back heavy kick comes into play. Okay, so here I have 3 recordings. I have Alex doing crouching heavy punch into Prowler into lariat, and then Prowler into light kick, which is his empty jump, and then you can do it like a jump in button, and then this is his stomp. So what I'm gonna do is delay my back heavy kick ever so slightly to where the lariat, if it would connect, I would block it, but if he ends up doing his stomp or jump, I will catch him in the air. So let's go back into Burnout. So it doesn't matter if he does, see there, I pressed it on the frame that lariat would be blocked. And this goes for out of Burnout too. So if he likes to do this in Burnout, you can just delay a good anti-air button. Crouching heavy punch works too. So if your character doesn't have a back heavy kick command normal, a crouching heavy punch will suffice as well. And one option I want to go over is his heavy kick, which I don't see you using in a block string because it's just very unsafe. Even in Burnout, it's -9 to -10. He just completely... So yeah, that's kind of how you deal with Alex and where you want to play in neutral against him, as well as OSing some of his pressure, so that way you don't let him get away with his gimmicks, because he does have a few gimmicks, but he also does seem like a really strong potential character, so we'll have to see how he does in future tournaments. But yeah, this is how you counter Alex at a basic level, maybe an intermediate level as well. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed and you found this helpful. Peace.